Namaste everyone. Very welcome to this Saturday Satsang. So let us begin our conversations. Who want to talk to me first? Yeah, Manu.
Namaste ji. Ji, I got a question from Vibhuti. So uh, she wants to know that sometimes she feels like I did something which was not so fine. Like from results, she is knowing. And she wants, like now, your guidance that when I am doing something, that time how I can do, like from where I can do things so that I will not need regret after some time. She
Understood.
wants to clear. Thank you.
Okay. How nice. So thank you, Vibhuti, for this question. It's a very nice question. And this question is not really limited to a particular situation of life only. It is actually fundamental question and for everyone. No? The answer of this question is for everyone, for seekers of truth also, for sadhak also who are doing sadhana. No? And we feel regret also, oftentimes. So my sharing will be helpful for everyone actually, who every one of us also, for all the seekers. Uh, Here, what is important to be understood is that as if we feel that we have a option, as if we have a possibility of ignoring things sometimes which are very important, and then regretting. No? This picture is basically showing that model where we will forget certain important things, miss certain important aspect of the work process, and then we will regret. No? What is this model? Try to understand. It is not really about what to do and how to do. It is about a very basic model of doing things. That basic model of doing things is like personal divided model of doing things versus less personal or less divided. No? So what need to be done, like what Vibhuti you have asked, is that how to do things at the time when I'm doing it so that I don't regret. The answer of it is really very simple, although it will require practice. So we have a habit of doing things in a more casual manner, like quickly doing them and moving to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, like this. And for many of the activities of the day, it could be quite all right. We will not feel regret that, oh, I have chosen coffee in place of chai. It could be like, yeah, I did, but that's all right. But whenever it is connected to something more significant in our life, then we will need to apply a different model, not this casual model. No? That model is more rooted, more present. Like almost like little bit stopping, not flowing from one task to another, to another, to another, but more gently stopping for a moment for this task, allowing ourselves to absorb what all data is available to us for this task. Allowing ourselves to observe also what are my best options here. Like, like a inner analysis happens at the level of the doer that we are, the soul that we are. Then we are able to see that, okay, this really is important part of it and I should not miss it. Like I should include this information or this part of the view to take the decision in the direction of what to do and what not to do. And this is just going to bring things together so nicely and beautifully that we will have less and less regret and more happiness. Like, oh, like even certain things we would not even see that time when we are doing the benefit of them, and then we will see the benefit of them later. Like, oh, it came together so well later on. And I did that. Like, you will sow the seeds of something in the present, in the more total way of doing things, less casual way of doing, no, more with stability, more with ठहराव से करना, like where we are more rooted in the present when doing something. Then only after justifying the present task, we move on to the next task. Not like all the time in the like we are almost like on a run, all the time on a run, and hardly getting some rootedness in the present for that particular task. So this model is what I'm highlighting, and this is what is personal model, personal way of living life. Egoic, this is what is egoic, personal way of living life, and opposite of that is the way of the soul. That soul is not really moving slow or fast ever. Soul is moving as per the need of this particular task. And who is deciding? Soul is deciding. And how? By remaining little present initially with the task to just overview how much of myself this task requires. And then that much of myself remains here. Rest of myself can be in the thoughts and speculations and thinking about the next task or next activity of the day or anything else for that matter. No? This is the thing. I hope it will help in some way. Thank you.
I would like to explore in a similar direction regarding work, and not so much regret maybe, but more about the time aspect. And I feel that, or I experienced lately, that I feel I have more time. And it's not that the day suddenly has more hours, it just feels that whatever I'm doing, I do differently, I guess, to before. And I feel one part is decision on doing, and also I found very interesting what you just said with this stopping. This, I feel there is, I would like to explore this more, I feel.
What is happening actually is that it is said that eke sadhe sab sade, sab jai. This is what we are talking in one sense, if we talk in spiritual language. Meaning, if you balance one, everything else will be balanced. If you try to balance everything at the same time, everything will fall apart or will collapse. No. So this is what we are talking. It's a fundamental understanding. It's the fundamental way of life. That try to balance one thing that you are doing right now. Like do it better than yesterday. What is better in it? That better is you being more here, not more like withdrawing yourself from all the essential necessary things that you need to think about. No, withdrawing yourself from the non-essential things. And that is where a awareness grows inside us, a wisdom grows inside us, that this I need to think really right now, even when I'm doing this task. But this I don't need to think really right now. Well, like why I need to think about what I had in dinner last night when I'm doing my yoga pranayam, for example. Especially Pravat Shuddhi activities can be a very powerful mirror to show how non-essential things we are involved in, engaged with continuously. So anything essential for life absolutely is totally fine. There is no problem about it. Even when you are doing one task, you can continue thinking about other tasks. It's totally fine. We are not doing meditation that time. No. But our energy is not being wasted in the essential thinking or essential feeling or evaluation or decision making. It is wasted in the non-essential, like that which is not giving us anything, is consuming our energy, which is coming from a model, like a egoic model, which is coming from a long-lived practice of being living in a certain way, no, like this, which has to be refined. But it is very useful for seekers, for us, no, because then that time when you will decide that I just want to sit and do nothing else right now, meaning I don't want to do anything, like don't attend thoughts, feelings, or this moment's life activity or life flow. That time you will be able to do it, because the same practice which withdraws you from non-essential thinking also enables you to withdraw yourself from essential thinking also. Like you become like a master in a way, of your activities, of your engagements. It's about having a mastery on our engagements. And that mastery kind of is growing now, in your case, becoming more sleek. Once you start, you will keep seeing more and more, no? That not only you were engaged in many, many things, directly or indirectly in the thoughts, but even indirectly, what you are doing, even that very method may not be so correct. That even can improve now, no? Like you will feel, hey, it can improve really. Like I think somebody from the team reported that we used to do like this in our house, and just a little bit awareness came here, and we thought we don't need to do like this every day. Like we were doing like this for few months, maybe, or years, and then we can just change it, and that saves a lot of our time and also effort and kind of tiredness in a way, internal, emotional tiredness also, and you feel like, hey, that's so nice. Like things start becoming fun also, joyful also now. Do you feel that this is the direction where you are talking?
Not so like these non-essential energies roaming around, and they are not often and just happen to be suddenly on my doorstep. At one point of time, I invited them and I kept serving them. So I feel this is also part of this decision and clarity, if I still want this or not. And also, like, I feel want, and with this also to cost. Like maybe I would like the company, but I don't want to pay the cost. So then it's a no. I feel this also happens a lot, or becomes more and more clear and refined.
Yes, it does. And you are very right. There are no uninvited guests inside our body mind, inside our soul, no? Everything that is happening inside us, we have invited it in some way. But maybe we have invited it unknowingly, unconsciously. Unknowingly in the sense that we were not fully aware of the consequences of it. Like we knew that I wanted the company of it, but we did not know that we did not want to pay the cost of it. When the bill came, we feel, oh, I don't want to pay so much bill. No. But now it is a long-lived practice. And now the guests are not going. Like, those who we invited, they are just coming on the door every day. No? What to do? Ignore them. What is ignoring basically? Ignoring is not like a personal ignoring. It is more focus on the essential and just ignore everything non-essential. It's a very simple, fundamental thing that our great saints and wise beings have taught us. Focus on your business. Like, mind your own business. It's just about that. Mind your own business. O seeker of truth, O sadhu, mind your own business. Focus on your own thing that you want to do, whether it is sadhana or in daily life activity. Then everything else that you have invited unconsciously will start turning away, because it will not get that food that welcome, that attention from you, which it needs. No?
Rajee, I feel this is all these non-essential guests. I don't know. I don't need to know them all by name to say goodbye. Like just a very focus on what I really want to do. They leave
Oh, yeah.
because I don't pay any attention to it so much.
Oh yeah, correct. Nobody knows really, meaning a jnani knows things, no, about themselves and about us also when we come to them. But nobody else knows really in that way. Jnani means somebody whose perception is pure and deep enough also, not like just outer only. No? So we will never know this, but we still know something. That something is that we can start becoming more and more clear up to the very depth of our own being, no? In which the longing is living. In our being, in our heart, the longing is living, which is basically in Hindi we call hukum. Hukum means the order of the Lord, no? Or what we call will of God. No, for every soul that will of God, that you know, hukum huzuri, no, the order of the Lord is there. That is that longing in our heart, but that is kind of very deep. But outer than that is desires also, and outer than that is thoughts and feelings, and outer than that is the actions that we take, involvement that we find ourselves to be into, and all of that can be aligned in such a clarity slowly when doing the task, focusing on the task that we are doing more, and ignoring everything else that is not part of it, becoming more aware at this level, becoming more stable at this level. When sitting in our own being, contemplating, that time having a look, that okay, what kind of thoughts and feelings are going on, and what are necessary for me. Here also again becoming, aligned more and more like this. When having a feeling, when feeling life, that time also being more conscious at the level of feeling, that what I'm feeling right now, is it necessary? Do I want to feel it? Just being aware of it, and that's kind of going to rearrange things in a way by itself. Like it will start giving way for you to become more united and single, not single pointed, but more united basically at every level: action, attention, thought, feeling, you know, and being. Or before that, you can say desire, and then the longing and the being. Like this whole thing start becoming more and more aligned in a way, and that's the wonderful life. Because try to understand one single small thing. What in you decides whether this moment is good or not? What decides in you? Are you happy right now or not? What is deciding that in you? Have you thought about it? It is that longing inside your heart, inside our heart, is deciding. It is declaring basically, yes, this is nice. No. Whenever this longing is fulfilled, even if little bit, that's happiness. So happiness that whole day of a struggle will be all right for you. Like, yes, okay, I can continue this struggle now. We have not felt like this. Yeah. So it is the longing in our heart deciding really. Yeah. Like final decision is always coming from there. All the effort, all the hope. What is desire? Hope. Desire is a hope that after doing all of this arrangement, then I will feel that which I want to feel. I will live that which I want to live, which is that longing. But then longing declares, no, it was not that. Let's try again, isn't it? And so all of that can be aligned in such a way that all our desires, feelings, thoughts, decisions, actions, life flow can be in alignment, in connection with the longing. And it's an amazing, amazing, amazing life. Like it has no regrets now. You know? Like this. So, thank you, I think. Deepa, you want to say something?
Am I audible? Yes.
Little bit, I heard something
Yeah, am I audible now?
up to some degree, I think. Yeah.
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I want to talk about the importance of food. So, what I've realized is that when I'm alone, my appetite decreases. It's like I don't feel that hungry. But when I am surrounded by people, my appetite increases. Is it normal or it is how it is? Yeah.
I,
You
I
want?
I have just my point of view towards it, and I can share it with you, and then you can try to reconcile yours with it and see if it is useful for you or not. No? Uh, for example, when we travel, let's say when we travel in a train or especially like a long journey, we feel much more hunger there. Generally, most of the people. Why? Because there is some kind of emptiness felt that time. Like we are usually engaged with many activities, physical body is moving continuously, and involved with many things which we are not doing now. So it's kind of a gap is created here, emptiness is felt here, which we try to fill, or our body tries to fill that with food also, for example. So there could be something similar in your case, that when you are alone, you are perfectly flowing with everything. But when you are with other people, that time maybe you shrink back a little bit and you are not doing what you want to do, or you are not letting yourself be that, you know, holistic in every way, relaxed and expanded. That, some kind of agitation is felt internally, and to cover it up, body has found a way. Like food has been a very powerful mm, and famous, you can say, painkiller for many things. To cover certain pain or agitation, people try to eat food. No, also. So this could be the only thing that I see here. No, and maybe something else. I don't know. No? But now you know what to do. No.
But then I've also realized, yes, I've also realized eating less is good rather than eating more. Like my body feels better if I'm eating less. So, how to actually balance it that I'm just eating less even if I'm surrounded by people.
I cannot tell you about when surrounded by people, but I can tell you something fundamental like this: that how to how to eat less when you want to eat less, and how to eat more when you want to eat more. I can tell you about this. So that kind of mastery is possible through one basic thing, that is awareness. And awareness has to be understood correctly, because generally awareness is like either it's like a red alarm or like siren for most of the us. Oh my God, awareness. No, or it is something too aloof, like I'm just a witness. No, no, it's not that. You know, when you are sitting on this chair right now where you are, it is awareness through which you know that you are sitting. No? And whether it is hard or soft or comfortable or like leaning too much or not. No? So this awareness, which is a universal power of the soul, no? You can utilize this to your advantage. No? So what you can do is that when you eat food, you can be more present in the sense of withdrawing your awareness from other activities that time, relatively. Other activities being thinking. Mostly we are thinking when we are eating food. We are watching TV or reading something. No? So a lot of our attention or our awareness is engaged or spent in other things than food, eating of the food. As you will withdraw a little bit, relatively more awareness or attention from other things and put it into the eating activity, it will become your natural awareness now. The same attention will become your natural capacity, natural sensitivity, and natural wisdom of the soul. And it will be registered well in you that what exactly happens. Like, is it good? Is it not good? Like, what is for you in it or not? And if you do the same thing when not eating also, then this whole picture will get registered well in the soul in a holistic manner. Then you will be able to take decision very easily, and there will be no forces in you which can stop you. Because there are no forces in you which are stopping you except you from anything that you do. How you stop yourself? By being distracted by a thought, by a feeling. No. Because it looks valid, it looks legitimate, like yeah, it makes sense. I should eat actually now. Or no, I should not eat now, in whatever way. Obviously we are not talking about eating food or not eating food. This is just an example, no? But when you will register well in the awareness, through your awareness into your being, that what is eating and what it does to my body mind, and what is not eating and what it does to my body mind, then those petty thoughts and feelings which are rotating in you will not be able to distract you. And like this, you will not be able to stop yourself from doing what you want to do, what you find correct. No? Do you see my point? And it is not limited to eating or not eating. It is about other activities also. No? Like you will be better at doing anything if you practice doing it in awareness. Like more of yourself, withdraw more of yourself from, more portion of yourself. Allocate more portion of yourself for this task at the time when you are doing it. That's what it means to do it consciously. You and consciousness are not different. Not that you have consciousness, you are consciousness. Not that you have awareness, you are awareness. No? Like this. When more of you is present in doing what you are doing, it is called being more conscious and more aware when doing it. No? So does it make sense? Do you feel, does it connect in you?
Yes, it does. Yes, definitely. And thank you for clarifying the food point, because I feel it's very essential, because 70% of our body is water, but we are feeding more of food. So it is actually, decreasing our, elevation. So it's working in reverse. Am I right?
I cannot comment about I'm not expert of these things, no. So I cannot say anything about it. I can only talk about fundamental ways of the soul and how to get maximum from life, from daily life included. No? These are specific topics, and you should look deeply into it with help of some expert also, maybe, and like this, Because many factors are they here. There are not too many maybe, but few variables are here. They all should be considered when we are taking a decision about food or anything like this. It should not be kind of spiritually influenced, on these topics. They should be more practically taken. Like the decisions should be taken more practically, considering the practicality of body, mind, and life situations and everything.
Thank you. I guess it's the calling that comes from within to take action. You are right in saying that it's very like personal in a way, right? And yes, you have to consider your health factors, many things, like you said.
Everything, yeah. Just don't be in a hurry. We are in a hurry is that egoic model, no? In the first place. Because in the ego state, as if we are in a flow, but that flow is flow of thoughts and feelings, and that is what is called the sleep or dream of ego or journey of ego. And we are just continuously moving in a hurry from one place to another, not ready to stop, not ready to see. This is your chance. A small thing about food can work like a meditation practice for you, like a spiritual practice for you, to stop, for you, the soul, to stop little bit, to sense little bit who you are, to sense and get back your powers of the soul also, your wisdom also. When you go to a doctor, you sometimes don't like certain doctor, isn't it? And then you like some other doctor. How do you know that? That is your wisdom, isn't it? Because you know, ultimately I am going to pay the cost of it, whether PG cost in the form of money or in the cost of my my bad health or good health? No. So that sense of responsibility, that stability is your wisdom of the soul also. Then you are able to see, no, this is not good for me. Or it is worth trying. Sometimes you will feel like that, isn't it? So all the call is coming from you, not from anybody else. Let us be more individual now. Be more, I'm saying to you, be more individual now. Not like a crowd, not like a part of, this person is that state of crowd, like a part of crowd inside the mind. Get out of the crowd of the mind, into the heart, into your being. Then you see yourself, okay, yeah, it's good for me, or no, it's not. Because those thoughts and feelings, those crowd of thoughts and feelings does not really care, nor it knows your background. What happened to you last time when you stopped eating? It does not know, you know. This is what is unrelated thoughts. These unrelated thoughts and feelings are not only not useful, they are kind of poisonous sometimes, like harmful sometimes. Because they are not well woven with the whole framework of body, mind, and your life, and your way of looking, and your longing. No, they're just some kind of outsider, alien somewhere, just trying to show you something. Oh, so shining, it's gold. Take it, take it. Be wise, be more stable, no? Like this. So thank you. I think it's very good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very, very good that you see this. The purpose of these discussions is not only to talk, about more stability, but also to somehow bring ourselves into that natural state of being, from where it is very simple to know the truth of who we are, to start living the truth of who we are. But my main interest is that, actually, for which I'm having all the conversations. No, but even if you can become more stable and happy, I will be happy. No, that the time was spent well. No. Because what's wrong in being happy? Because happy is something, happiness, original happiness is something connected to the source, to the truth of who we are also, to the longing that we are living in our heart all the time. Thank you. It's very, very good. Nishant, you want to say something?
I would like to have a conversation about the longing. And I would like to approach it from a common statement that I've heard from several people. And this is the inability to disconnect from, let's say, work. I've heard this very often, from close friends saying that, so many things going on. I'm unable to disconnect from them. Yeah, even at night, they wake up in the morning and they have to do things like this. Yeah. So I was wondering why this is happening. Yeah. Why is this constant affinity to drive these thoughts that come inside us? It seems to me, Raji, that there's often a feeling or an emotion that's connected to that thought. And there is a tendency for the being to, or the person to want to solve that or eliminate that feeling. Yeah. And that could be a root cause of why this constantly they are attempting to drive these thoughts. Yeah. But unfortunately, in many cases, something has to happen. Like what has happened already has been processed. And without something further happening, there's really it cannot be resolved really. Yeah? But if in some sense, it's futile to attempt to resolve this feeling. So rather than just be stable, just kind of accept it as it is, essentially maybe pausing can just help this situation. Does it make sense? Maybe we could start over there.
Yes, yes. It makes sense. It is very, very true, very common experience. Like often such a thing happens actually. that we are not really suffering from those thoughts which we want to think. We are not really troubled by those feelings which we want to feel. No? We are troubled by those feelings, we are troubled by those thoughts which we don't want to feel or think. No? But we are compulsively thinking and feeling them. No? So it is very true. No? There could be temporary solutions, like as you say, pause. Like every soul has their own internal way of dealing with such a thing. No? Mostly, it is the most famous practice of the soul is suppressing it. Suppressing is like freezing it in some way, so that like it just does not remain so active inside us. Although it remains inside us, but not active. And this does work quite for most of the people. No? Quite enough. But that's not really the way of the being for us. Way of the being for us is different, where we don't want to keep saving things inside us that at a time when we are not ready for it, it will just abruptly, get activated like a volcano or something. No? And like in the middle of a meeting or something, and some feeling from some other interaction or some other event of life just comes in and distorts our view, mixes with our ability to evaluate or anything or take decisions, for example. No? We don't want that. No? So for that, some fundamental solutions is necessary. That fundamental solution is a way of, like a change in the very way of being, which includes way of doing things also. Like our way of being and way of doing is totally well-woven, interconnected. When we want to continue living as a person, meaning when we do not want to live as the being that we are, the presence that we are, then we need to depend on thoughts and feelings for feeling or thinking who we are. And that is the reason that there are non-essential thoughts and feelings, like overly, excessively we always collect thoughts and feelings. And we don't let them go out, because if we let them go out, we will become empty. Not empty of thoughts and feelings, we will become empty of ourselves. Because ourself is those thoughts and feelings right now. No? So it is a model in which we live in the ego, that we cannot let go of those feelings and thoughts unless we start discovering who we are beyond it. Unless we find out that I am not really the entity which feels that time when I am feeling a feeling related to a particular event of life. No? I am something else. So this kind of a detachment is necessary here. And that detachment will also result in drop in the non-essential thoughts and feelings which are part of everything that we do. Like we will be more clean now, like very less thoughts and feelings which are absolutely essential will be used now, because we don't want that stickiness anymore afterward. No? We want a non-sticky interaction and experience and expression of life now. No? Because we want to live ourselves now more. In the ego state, in the person state, we don't have any idea of living ourselves in any other way than just processing it. No? But the same thing that I'm talking about can be done relatively also, like slowly also. No? What I shared like in the previous talks also. No? Like if we can start becoming a little bit more present, like if we can allocate a little bit more of ourselves to the activity that we are doing, to the interaction with life that we are having right now, then we will be able to see that these thoughts and feelings are absolutely non-essential. So that the most outer layer, which is absolutely useless, will start falling away. Like you can say the ego will start thinning away a little bit. You know what I mean? Not the ego which we don't want, but the ego, not the ego which we want, but not the ego which we don't want. Like that part of the ego which we don't want will start kind of falling away, and our life will start getting better actually. Even as ego, as a person only. It's just about being little bit more conscious or little bit more present, allocating little bit more of ourselves to the activity that we do. It's just about that. And let's forget about being conscious, being aware or anything. All those are valid and true, but maybe they just don't work. Meaning we don't understand what it means, what to do there. No, just same you who is allocating yourself to this task, and rest of you is living in the relaxed state of thoughts and feelings and daydreaming. Just withdraw yourself from this daydreaming and thoughts and feelings and planning and thinking about future. Little bit more of yourself and into it. That's all. And this is going to do that magic which you are talking about, Nishan. And then the same gradual process of the same thing, like more of it, more of it, more of the same thing. And at some point you will feel that actually I don't need to attend thoughts or feelings all the time. Sometimes I can be without attending them also. That is the time when meditation becomes attractive. Like meditation is for us now. Because meditation essentially is remaining without attending any thoughts and feelings. No? Or any life activity for that matter, through thoughts and feelings. No? Just remaining like, okay. Like just living that pure spaciousness of being, pure joy of being, pure truth of being. No? Like I'm doing well, like you are doing well, you are doing all the activities of life every day, like so and so, and you will do it, but just right now you are choosing not to do anything. It is the same link, it is the same journey actually, of the same soul, who is talking that how to be free from this, versus how to just not attend anything. Same soul, same journey, really. It's not really something very different. You see, start from anywhere and go as deep as you want. Get as much freedom as you want, like this. The method is same. Do you feel that you are able to, it's good enough?
Yeah, I think it's really good, Rajee. I would like to proceed in the direction you were talking, but before that, there's one question that I have. So the feelings that we attend, that let's say the feelings that we attend, no? So they say it seems that there are two parts to it. Yeah, one is that the feeling itself, where does it come from? It seems, Rajee, that the soul or the being has an ability to create these feelings, and then it experiences it as well.
Um, there are no actually thoughts and feelings which are not being created by the soul, by the way. But not that they are all originally created by the soul. Let us try to understand a thought or a thought energy. There is a big difference between the two. Thought energy is what is flowing everywhere in the existence, which is the contribution of every one of us who exist or who existed. No? But a thought is more a form created out of it. No? And that thought always comes with someone who is attending it. Because the same one who is attending it is also the same one who created it. No? But not that it used its own strength or energy of the being. It used the energy of the or the vibration of the available vibration or energy of the thoughts, like which is available in the collective life, no? Collective consciousness. No? But how a certain thought is created inside us and why a certain thought is not created in somebody else, no? Which is created in you. It is connected to the longing, first of all, then desires, then our outlook, then our way of thinking, then our knowledge about who we are. All of that together is basically creating it. So is this what you are saying?
Yes, Rajee. Yes, but I was speaking the same thing in the direction of emotions.
Emotion is same thing also.
Same thing also. And the reason why I said that is because, my basic understanding was that thoughts cannot make us suffer, but it's the emotion connected to it that makes us suffer. Is this correct?
Not true, really. Thought is more outer in a way, but thought is also exact same energy, similar energy. So I say thought can be felt because it is energy. You don't need to necessarily think a thought. That energy you don't think, don't convert into thinking, just feel it. No? You will feel, oh yeah. Like if you are rooted in your being, you will be able to feel that this is a thought energy. It can create a thought. Someone can create a thought out of it. Even my own mind mechanism can create a thought out of it, but I'm choosing not to touch it. You know? Or a feeling can be seen like a thought also. So they are not fundamentally different things, really. It's just about what you take to the heart will affect you, what you embrace will affect you, what you don't embrace will not affect you. Even if you embrace a thought, will affect you, will make you feel that. Even if you don't embrace a feeling, it will not touch you. This is my point of view.
Very clear, Raji. It's really clear. So now the mechanism is now clear. Now maybe we can look at the other side of it, no? So usually, when we are caught in these thoughts and feelings which we cannot escape, is perhaps because we are we are bound to the collective. But then we stop doing that, with meditation, with sadhana, and we're able to now connect to the longing in the being. That would now create emotions and thoughts which are now aligned, yeah? And this will result in, like, as you spoke, I think, like happiness and
Correct.
like that, yeah? Is
Correct.
this
Correct.
true?
Correct. This is correct. So we are not connected to the collective versus connected to the longing. It's not like this. Collective is more a case. It's like a fact. It's always there for everyone equally. Not torturing anyone, not forcing anyone to be egoic or non-egoic. No, it's not like this. It's just collective pool of everyone who has happened or is present right now. So, opposite of longing is not really our connection or subscription to the collective unconsciousness or consciousness. No? It is something else. It is about not being clear who we are or what we want in life. It's about that. So, if we want to connect to our longing, we need to initially become more clear about what do we want in our life. And we need to initially also become up to some degree clear who we really are, or at least what we are not. Like the collective consciousness, in the collective consciousness, there is always a person talking about another person, a person talking about a person. There is an entity being talked about. You did like this, I did like this, I feel like this, you feel like this. No. But if you look deeply, this entity, am I this entity? You will feel no, actually there is no entity. I'm more of a presence, a being. But then this is just a talk. It cannot affect me, no? And you have already become free from the collective unconsciousness or consciousness for the time being. Only for the time being, not forever. Forever you will become free when, as you said correctly, when you will connect to your longing. From here, your real life will begin. So right now, because of you not being connected to your longing or not connected to the clarity of who you are or what you want in life, the collective unconsciousness as if driving you, making you do things which you don't want to do. And then you will be able to utilize the same collective consciousness for your advantage of longing, for the clarity of who you are, and for the clarity what do you want in life. Because your longing is the much more powerful rooted centeredness and magnet than even the whole collective of human consciousness. You know, you're very certain, you're very stable here when you are connected to your longing of being. Nothing can fool you now, can confuse you now. And there is a different degree of the same thing also. Like when you are not so rooted in this longing, you can be confused, but not always, sometime only, for example. Do you feel it makes sense? Meaning, is this clear?
Yes, it's clear.
What we are talking is something very, very fundamental, and for everyone really, especially for seekers of truth, it is. No, that's why we are talking like this here. No? But it may not sound like that. So any one of you, if you feel that no, it is not so much like this, please talk to me, and I'll show you that what I mean by it, how significant it is. I mean, so good. Thank you.
Yeah, Rajee, there's one last thing, if I may ask.
Yeah.
So, So the being, when experiencing this longing, and now will have these thoughts and feelings which are aligned, connected, happiness, bliss, all that thing happens, regardless of what is being experienced. But then at times, so this is like an active, it's like active, yeah. But there's also seems to be like a passive, a possibility where there is no interest in that points. The interest is just experiencing, for being to experience itself rather than focus on the thoughts and emotions also, yeah. Even though they're very happy, that kind of blissful like that, yeah. Can you
Yes.
just talk about, that's the last thing I would
Yes,
like to
yes. It is
bring
very
to.
possible what you are saying. And it will happen for sure also. So what happens is that initially we are troubled by the thoughts and feelings, let's say feelings, which we don't want to feel. Then slowly, if we get rooted in our longing, in our being, then we will start feeling what we want to feel. That's a happy life, no? Try to understand feeling. What is a feeling or emotion that happens? It is mm, a form created in the soul, made of the soul only, made of the being only, created by the being inside itself to replicate what is happening in life, so that it can feel what is happening in life inside itself. So what is happening outside of the soul can be felt in the soul. Like a tree is there, a puppy is there, a bird, is, a flower is there, and a replica of that is created, like a nearest, closest possible experience of that is created in the form of emotion or a feeling inside us. No? And this is like a mechanism also, internal mechanism of different cosh and different layers also, which is just functioning. The more you refine it, the more true it will be. No? But then, of course, you are there to attend it or not attend it also. No? And then, when you are doing well, when you are doing well means you are experiencing what you want to experience, not experiencing what you don't want to experience. There will be a time when you just don't want to experience anything now. Because after all of it is external in one sense. It is being lived like life, it is life only being lived by you, but still you feel there is some kind of something external about it. And I want to be little more internal now. And that's where you feel I want to live myself right now and not anything else. Because what is this external? The external or duality is the same thing. Internal and non-duality is the same thing also. So you are living the duality happily now. Before you were suffering from the duality. But now you want to live non-duality. No? Non-dual nature of the same thing. That no. The other is still here. Even when I'm experiencing happy thoughts and happy feelings. No? I want to live that where there is no other. No, there's just one. No? And then you will just sit that, okay, let thoughts come, let these feelings come. Come means let my system create the feelings and thoughts for what is happening in the surrounding, in my life, based on my memory and based on the sensory report and the wisdom of the mind. But I don't want to attend any of it now, for the time being, for a few minutes. No? And generally speaking, unhappiness is much more engaging. Happiness is not. If we have come to that happy state, then it will be very difficult for us to remain engaged all the time. Now we want some higher happiness. That higher happiness is without touching any thoughts and feelings, without living any feelings now in the being. That is higher happiness. Before that, we are just with the hope that one day my unhappiness will end. What we call suffering basically means suffering from the feelings that are being created inside us, and we don't want them to be created. No? Although we feel that it is caused because of external regions, like other people, life situations are causing it. And yes, they are causing it, but not directly, not intentionally, not so that we can suffer. No. For that, we need to correct our system. Not that necessarily all the time life situations need to be changed, no? Or relations or interactions with people, no? Like this. So then we are good, no?
Very good, Rajee. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Just for a reference, when we are talking about it, about all of these things, I am experiencing myself living that purity of being while I am talking about these things, while I am actually living these things also with you. Like there is a possibility of two things at the same time also in us, like an advanced version maybe or something, no? In every one of us. So that purity of being can keep itself contained within itself, can continue enjoying itself, while it can talk about everything and look into everything deeply. No? Slowly it will become clear to you. Thank you. So you can be all the time in what we call meditation in a way. Not really. This one who start the meditation can be in the meditation all the time, but you will become aware that I am not it entirely. I am something else also which remains always here. Which is not dependent on what I am feeling today. So not that maybe thoughts and feeling disappear from our system, but we just kind of become so deep in a way, go so deep in our own being that we stop seeing them in a way, or we stop feeling. Like we go out of the range, out of this range of consciousness where thoughts and feelings happen into our being, that they don't feel, that like we don't see them anymore, we don't feel them anymore. No? Like as if you go to a subtler level of being from where you may sense a little bit something going on in you, but you cannot sense precisely what is going on. When you come to the heart level, then you will feel what kind of feelings are happening. Like heart is not only the experiencer of it, but it is also the one who defines them, that this is this feeling, this is that feeling. No? Then you come to the mind level, where you don't only experience or see the thoughts, meet the thoughts, you define them also, that this is this thought, this is that thought, this is good thought, this is bad thought. Huh? Like this. So good, thank you. Very, very nice exploration. Bhavani, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
So my question was related to fear and anxiety. So I'm not sure
Fear and
anxiety. So I don't know whether it is because of the physiological changes which is happening in the body, or mind creating that confusion is there. Second thing, when these thought comes, usually these two come only when I wake up first thing in the morning. Just before I open my eyes, and there is a fear feeling and anxious feeling. So I just look at it, but still I try to ignore it and say, oh, it's okay, something like that. But then there is a lot of fear. I'm not sure about what it is, whether it is about the uncertainty, unknown things of life. How am I going to survive? All this thought comes. And it is scary to see the fear also, to get rid of it, So how do I make sure that I am out of this or something like that?
Yeah. See, fear basically is connected always to something which is like out of our range, like we don't have the capacity to deal with that. It is always connected to that. Like something, life or situation or a particular portion of life is bigger than us. We are not able to handle. That's where we feel fear. No? So this is actually a actual case which happens for the beings who, let's say, there's a being like a person living continuously and no change happening in their core. Then there could be a time in their life then they will feel fear because life situation has changed in that way. But mostly they will not. No? But for those beings who are waking up a little bit, becoming more conscious a little bit, their core also changes a little bit. So now the life situation remains same. No changes almost happened in the life, but something changed in the one who was living life. Like the one who was living life became little weak in relation. And that also creates fear. Mostly in the spiritual context, that is the region that we feel fear. That the one who was living life is not so stable, so solid, so strong anymore in comparison to the life it was living. Which is a necessary part of how evolution happens, awakening happens slowly to people. But there is something that is missed here, which is that once a fear without any apparent and clear region, like any logical region, and any fear happens in the soul, in the spiritual beings, no? This is a very, very clear sign to start focusing on who you are now. Because this fear is not going to go anywhere unless you discover the strength of your being now, which is more like you in your being, you are more than this life situation. You are bigger or stronger than this challenge. Then only this fear will go. Because this fear is not a enemy, it's a friend. It is just telling you that you should not go in this direction because you are not strong today. Just about today, it's saying. No? Tomorrow you could be strong again. Like you could go to sleep into the ego again maybe. Or you could wake up to the truth that I am the being. So the only solution really is to focus on who you are. That's why this may sound a very strange kind of recommendation or pointing sometime to beings who are suffering. That focus on yourself. What are you saying? Why should I focus on myself? I'm suffering. Am I not supposed to get some consolation or some support or something? Yes, if it is just circumstantial, then yes, we should take support and give support to others also. I feel it's totally fine. If it is just circumstantial, no? Somebody slipped, something happened, somebody is sick. But it is something very different. It is something very fundamental. Here, you can help yourself more, no? And you need to help yourself more also. So this you has to discover who you are more. Connect to the truth of who you are more, basically. This is what it is. Because the strength of your own being is necessary now. Until that strength of your being comes back to you, like you get back to that strength, you will continue feeling fear. No? So this is my answer. Thank you.
Thank you. But will this beingness be the constant? Because I know in the past this I had overcome this fear and anxiety, but again it has come back. So there is a fear that this fear will not go.
It is, we can say, as if like there are different layers of being, layers of body mind actually. Like what we call this form, life form in which we are, it has different layers. Many of the deeper layers have not been explored by us yet, or has not been known by us yet. We are not aware of aware of them initially. So when a certain level is producing fear and we have overcome, means we have gone deeper than that in our being, then we feel, oh, I'm good now. But then now at that deeper level which was giving us stability and freedom from the fear of the outer level, now that level is creating fear now. What to do? Do the same thing, go deeper than that also now. So it's not only a sense of problem here, it's a guidance also. Like life is guiding you to go home into your strength now.
How do I go deeper and deeper?
Focus on yourself.
How do I focus?
I have given to you that in the last recording, you can listen to it. Because I don't think that we need to do self-inquiry continuously every day, every one of us together. No, meaning guided is fine, but so I think I gave you that already. No, in the last.
Yeah,
There are two ways to focus on yourself. I can share once again. Not that I'm going to do some exercise with you or exploration in that way, but I can explain two things. There are two basic ways to focus on yourself. One is the way of doing, another is the way of non-doing. The way of non-doing is called meditation, in which we are not doing something with something. We are somehow only doing one thing here. We are becoming a vigilance, like an alertness, that am I doing something? And then whatever we feel I'm doing, we let go of. Like we stop doing that anyway. Or let go of that happens anyway. So as soon as you become alert that no, I'm doing something, not doing of that will happen. Like stopping doing of that will happen more and more. This is the way of meditation. It begins through alertness towards doing. Am I doing something right now? Like thoughts are there. Am I doing something with them? Feelings are there. Am I doing something with them? Body, sensations, breath is there. Am I doing something with them? And it is a decision to not do anything, like choosing to not do anything with anything. And slowly, we will be able to not do anything for some time. When we are not doing anything, that time we are connected to the being that we are, and we will start discovering that strength that we need to overcome this kind of fear or anxiety. There could be many type of anxiety and many kind of fears. I am not talking about biological or psychological, emotional fear and anxiety. No, I'm talking about the anxiety in the being, like this. So this is one method. This method is called meditation, which is based in non-doing. Another method of based on doing is the faster way, not slower way. Slower way is being aware. Being aware is the slower way, which it takes time. Sometimes it can be faster also, depend on person, the practitioner. The faster way is self-inquiry. So rather than focusing on the anxiety, focus on the one who is experiencing it. And keep doing that until you reach to the strength of your being. This is another method. This is the method of doing. No? So these are the two methods. You can choose any of them or you can alternate also. Because what happens is that when you will be doing self-inquiry, you may feel tired also sometime. And that time, don't give up. Now switch to the non-doing part, where you will be resting also and you will be benefited. Your practice will continue also now. You know? So do both like this. As long as you can do something, do self-inquiry. When you feel tired, do non-doing, meditating. Just like being in the being. Yes?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mila?
Rajee, thank you so much. I wanted to clarify one thing. Today we were talking about doing. And when we are doing something, we're always doing mostly because of result. We want to get something, we want to buy something, we want to be rich, we want to be more beautiful, or we want whatever. So we are doing everything because of the result which we want to get. And I wanted to check to you that in this kind of situation, the doing part is not so important. It's look like this, but in another way, the doing part is most of important, because otherwise we lost this part. So I wanted to clarify.
Can you say the last part, that doing is not important?
No, I feel that because we are mostly concentrate on the result of what we are doing, this doing part is kind of becoming not so important to us, where I can see I'm not like right. I feel that doing part is most important than the result we are getting. So that's what I wanted to clarify from you. Am I right or am I wrong?
I understand. See, actually results and doing are not really two things. They just look two things to us from the moment when we are doing and we have not got the result yet. We feel that they are two things. No, they are really one thing only. No? So if you do well the effort, you will get the result well, better result. If you are getting result well, it means you are doing the effort well also, isn't it? So ultimately, why you do anything? For the result? Not really. It is for the longing. The longing is like its soul is there. It wants to express itself in some way. No? When it is able to express itself, what we call job satisfaction. What is job satisfaction? It is actually connected to the longing. Job satisfaction is not really connected to the desire or ambitions of the job or anything like this. Job satisfaction means that you are happy with the work that you do. From where you are happy? From the longing. No? Because you are able to express yourself the way you want to express in this life now. No? So all of this is really connected to one thing only. So the effort and its results are not two things really. You can catch from anywhere, or best is to catch from both. Like, you are not getting results well, then you should focus on your effort, that where I'm missing. Like there has to be something I'm missing in the effort, no? Like Buddha said that those people succeed who continue until they succeed. What is continue? Continue means they keep refining their effort. What is refinement of effort? It is that where exactly I'm missing it, no? Like what is I'm doing which which is not bringing the result out. You know, you see what I mean? Like you are sowing the seed, you are putting the water and giving it fertilizer and everything, enough sun always there, and even the sprout comes, but somehow the flower is not coming, or flower comes, or the fruit is not coming. So you will have to go deep in the root of it, no, like that. So are they two things, or are they not one really?
Yes, looks like it is the one thing. And another question that how to be satisfied with the doing part, because when we start to do something, we are waiting when we will be done and we'll get the result. And then all of this, because mostly we are doing, and the result is very short and very fast, and we not really have time to satisfied with this. We're very quickly happy, and then again unhappy because then another task coming. So
Very correct. In my childhood, I read one quote. No, I used to enjoy that. It was a scenery where it was written that happiness is found along the way, not at the end of the way. What does it mean? It means that if result is where we are hoping to get happiness, our happiness moments will be very few in life, and it will be very short-lived also, as you are saying correctly. No? Unless we make the effort part our happiness, our life cannot be happy, no? And it is a surprising thing, Mila, that result was never the goal of the doing, by the way, from the point of view of the life. The very doing was the goal of doing. Doing better was the goal of doing. Doing better is like a canvas given to you. Doing is a canvas given to you, the soul, to express, to paint your longing. No? And it's a very private canvas. Nobody can interfere. Actually, we just don't know the full possibilities of it. Like there are many things you cannot do really. Whatever you want, you cannot do. But there are many things you can actually do. Like you can take the variations very easily here.
so then can we explore this doing better, or how to do better?
Yes. Doing better basically is connected to more of you doing it. It's just connected to one thing. More of you means what? What you will think after failing in first attempt or second attempt, think that right now. How? Just bring more of yourself here. The more of yourself you bring here, there is a threshold here, threshold of happiness. And I have myself experienced it. I told you this example that I was working in a company, and a very crucial, like a critical problem was there. We were trying to solve the whole team. It was some US client or something. And we could not solve it actually. And somehow, surprisingly, I felt such peace, such happiness, which I never felt before at work. Only in meditation I felt. No? And then there was another scenario in the same company where I was handling more than one project, let's say, or something like this, 2 projects or something, 3 projects. And I was doing really well, like a lot of result coming. But I did not feel, I noticed suddenly why I'm not feeling that happiness here. Because some of myself was left to be exhausted, to be spent. It's about spending yourself. It's just a one single, simple secret. Have I spent myself fully into what I'm doing? This is the secret of happiness in the doings. No? Any portion of myself I save from the activity that I'm doing. I am saving energy which will be spent now in thinking, fear, anxiety, and many things like this. Like, maybe I will get result, maybe I will not get result. All that energy from where comes? It comes from the very time. So every time was given, every activity is we are given a certain energy, have we spent that on that activity, then we can relax. Krishna says in Gita, you do your work, your karma, you know, and you leave the result on me. What it means for me, what it means is that this is what it means, karma yoga. Be total in your doing, it will become a yoga, it will become a way path to unity with God, with truth. No? So a work, office work that you are doing with totality becomes a spiritual work, a spiritual sadhana for unity with truth of who you are. No? And happiness already comes. Every time you are happy, like you are so, like you are feeling that kind of, concerns about result. Obviously you will feel like at the outer level they will be there, like I don't know what will happen, but at a deeper level somehow there is such a coolness felt in you, like a sweetness, like a cool and sweet at the same time, which you have never felt. You feel like, wow, I think everything will be all right, like as if you are ready for any result now, already happy. This is that already happy during the doing anything effort part. And then result really does not matter. Like you need to do the same thing more and more and more, like so much more that as if no future remains for you anymore. All that is this moment, this activity, this doing. And this is where we will discover the secret, the deeper secret of life, no? Deeper reality of life. That hey, it's true. My future is as much there as I'm not here. And my future is as less there as I'm here. When I'm totally here, there is no future. Meaning there is no future I need to handle. I am my future. My present is my future. No? We are creating our future from here. So how many problems you want to leave to handle for tomorrow? Don't attend them today. And if you don't want to leave any problem to attend tomorrow you just want to take a vacation or something, then attend them today. No? Not problems like tasks, but problems like thoughts, feelings, and abilities to bring them together into one. No? Like this. Do you feel that uh, you are able to live this? Meaning you understood this clearly?
Yes, it is much more clear now. And also I like this enjoying process, because this is really very like a lot of time of my daily life activities when I'm in process of something, and mostly I'm sad or not enjoying this, and yes, I wanted to change it, because otherwise life is always doing, no happiness, no anything, and just for a short period of time you get a result, you're happy for 5 seconds, and then again you continue doing something.
You're very right. Actually, I discovered that many years back. That hey, I'm going to continue working in offices like this when I will meditate. So I thought I have to do it here and now only. There's no, and that's where I discovered that actually being total in doing something is a meditation itself. Meaning in a real sense, not that I heard from my guru or something like that. Like it was experienced directly, and that gives such a and afterward, it is like a effort in totality, like in samagrata, always followed by meditation, not doing anything. You are so able to sit without doing anything. Like you want to, the whole of your being want to just sit and do nothing for a few, because you know you have really done your best already. And you're just sitting in your joyfulness, peacefulness of your being. Because you know my world is not going to collapse now. So that's why this totality and meditation are totally connected to each other. The more we are able to do well when we are doing well, the more we are able to not do anything also.
Yes, Rajee, and I feel it is very good for me, because a lot of time I'm spending too lost in some thoughts and playing some scenario which are not true, because it's my mind trying to sell me this kind of story. And when I'm fully present of what I'm doing, I will not be able to be lost in this kind of thoughts and ideas and stories, because I will be very much here. And also this duality part will be not here anymore, because I will be fully present of what I'm doing and where I am.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
thank you.
There are many such things like what Miriam you were saying that as if I have more time in the day. From where that time came? It came from like this. Like we are thinking about the same thing many times, but in a very shallow manner, like in a very divided manner. Why don't we think about it well just once or twice maximum? The thing is that beings like you have a actual reason to do so, because now you want to just enjoy your being after finishing your work in the middle of the day also, no? Like even for 1 minute, you can sit in your office, no, inside you. Like home. Come to home even when you're physically in the office, no? For 1 second, 1 minute, okay. So for you, it is important to do well what you are doing. It is the pattern or a way of ego to just be repetitive, and through this thinking that I can get something out of it. No, not like this. Like be more stable, like an analyst. Like somebody when looks, they just look like this. Let's say somebody comes to your house to let's say paint your wall, versus a architect comes to your house. In just one look, he gathers so much, like he absorbs so much through every observation. No, you be like that. Absorb so much through every observation into your thoughts, situation. Like that's what is being more present. By the way, which is connected to discovering and living the truth of who we are. All that which I am sharing is absolutely pure spiritual and nothing else. It may sound like connected to doing or not doing, work or anything, but we are just using those examples. So as if we are living in a habit of shallowness of thinking, shallowness of experiencing, shallowness of everything, shallowness of being also. No? So this shallowness of being in everything is what is ego. It's not about whether we are doing things in a shallow manner or not. It's about how we are being when we are not doing anything. And this shallowness keeps us engaged in thoughts and feelings continuously, like external. It keeps us external. It doesn't let us go deep in our being and live the truth of who we are. So the freedom comes from this samagrata, totality of doing, relatively as much as we can. Freedom. We become free from it, and we experience joy when we are doing it also. Do you want anything more? I think nobody wants anything more than this, really. We just maybe need to see more clearly what it is. And so good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Honey, you want to say something?
Hi, Rajee.
Hello.
My questions were answered when you spoke with Miriam and Mila, but I just thought I'll still ask. I think I'm just trying to figure on where I get stuck throughout my day, and until now your pointers have helped, like really helped. I think even if life is good, there are no problems. I feel there is still a strategy running in the background, an expectation that this should be like this. Okay, what should I do here? I think that's still my suffering there.
Correct. It is possible. And I know this, and just I have one thing to say about it. There is nothing wrong in having a strategy running in our mind about life. But let it be original strategy, not borrowed. Mostly it is our borrowed strategy. Borrowed strategy is not going to bring happiness or freedom. Only our original strategy, which comes from our longing. Like you know what you want deeply in your life, and you are doing all the hard work necessary for it. And all of that is happiness actually. You are just happy. Like when you are building, let's say, a house, you bought a land, And it is a very tiring job dealing with the workers and everything. But are you happy? No, you are very happy actually somehow. Like one of the most happy moments in India I found when making houses, that when you are spraying water on your cemented walls and things like this, nicely looking. One day I'm going to live in it, no, soon. So all of that strategy is not a problem, but who it is serving. Thoughts and feelings are not a problem, which are running inside us. Who they are serving is the problem. Are they serving you? And mostly not actually. If they are not serving you, then only this is what is incompatibility and sucking our blood. In whose favor they are? Not that they are in favor of any enemy. We don't have enemies. Our non-integrity, our dividedness is the only enemy we have. No? So I feel this is totally fine. Just refine it. Like kick out all that which is not serving you. Like no, not you. No, not these thoughts, not these feelings. They are not useful for me. Like this. No?
Just a follow up. I also feel that when we meet people, we don't meet with a freshness. Maybe.
It is true, but that depends on us, not on people. No, like I can
Yeah.
meet. I have been meeting people in satsang, same people, but with freshness every time. So I actually have a direct experience, practical experience of it. So it is something like an independence we have inside us. No, like as if we are meeting people in the personal way. That personal way is that I know you, you know me, in such a way that feelings are there, emotions are there between in each other, which are creating a sense of bond or connectedness. But I'm free to actually experience it differently. No, like freshly I can meet you. I can give space to your state freshly, but every time freshly. Like not letting it be registered permanently in me forever that okay, you are so and now you will not never be allowed to change in my life. No. What is the trouble meeting people also sometimes, that we have registered them in such a way that now we feel, how can you change now? I'm settled with your image in me, no? Then we are unhappy. Hey, you cannot change. No, from my side you are allowed to change totally. I'll meet you freshly again. Just sharing with you some example. So it is not dependent on others, it is dependent on us. How freshly we meet others. I'm just telling you, there is a news, there is information.
Yeah. I think when we meet people, there is a sense of what the person can do. So just beware.
This is not clear to me.
No, I'm saying that when we meet people, there's a sense that beware.
Understand how? It is fine, like it is our mind's way that okay, let's be beware of things and people like this, which is not a bad thing. Mind is our friend trying to help us. But if you become more rooted in your being, then you will need to be less beware also. No? This is my point. Beware in the sense that you will somehow feel strong in you, like it's all right. Like there is an internal fort of the soul where nothing can enter, and soul is somehow able to sense it that no, it can affect my body, mind, thoughts, feelings, any person, no? But cannot enter in my fort of soul. No? It becomes clear slowly to you, and you as if you stop coming out too much in your balcony. You kind of start operating from your depth of your fort, because you have all the buttons and screen and everything there. The person outside will not know, by the way, generally. Because if it was true, then a spiritual evolution and working in offices was not possible, could not coexist, no? Because the company will know that, hey, you are not a person anymore, or not that person anymore. So it really, no, from the other side, person does not really know so much about it, like this.
I'll come see you next week.
Very, very welcome. Thank you. Joy seeing you. Good. Thank you. Astha, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I just wanted to thank you and thank each and everyone, all the participants, their questions. They expressed with so much clarity, and it was like my question only. And it felt like the entire discussions, whether it was talking to Deepa, Meela, Harleen, everybody, it just felt you're answering. They asked my questions, you're answering that. And thank you so much. It just feels it's a blessing. It's a blessing being with you and being with everyone, because the clarity it brings,
Yes,
it's your
very true.
life. Like thank you so much.
Thank you. It's very true.
Thank you to everyone.
I'm also equally happy to explore, these questions and live the truth in this simplicity. You're very right. Like today, feeling like we are really conversing today. It feels like this. Very, very nice. There is there is something about ego, mind, or you can say like this, no, egoic energy. That something is what if. So the egoic energy always think like, let's say you know that okay, I have to go from here to there, but what if rain happens? Then what we will do? What if my shoe is torn? What will do? You know, like it tried to bring those thoughts, those fears, those anxieties, which are not really practically true. And like this, it keeps us engaged in that continuously. And why we attend them? Because we are living in kind of a weak state of the soul that time. If we come to the strong state of the soul, we will know, no, neither it is going to happen, nor it matters if it happens. No. So, is it important to solve all the questions or fears that come in our mind? Or it is better to come to the strong state of being first? Which is better? Which is more important first? Which should be done first? Think about it. Because there are fears connected to actuality of life, which need to be attended anyway. No? Like whether it is some at a global level something happening, environmental level something happening, or anything like this, it need to be attended when necessary. But fears created by our false state or weak state can be taken care of by transcending it into the strong state of being. They don't need to be attended really. By attending them, we are keeping ourselves into the weak state, supporting ourselves in remaining in the weak state, isn't it? Like saying to ourselves that they are true. So this is good. Thank you. God bless you. Very, very nice. Samia, you want to say something?
I feel like, yeah, like the questions which are brought to you are also so much related with me, like what you said, job satisfaction and fear and anxiety and what you just told, but still I wanted to connect with you with the almost like similar situations. Maybe I can just bring to you what is happening here. Actually, I would love to start to work, and we already decided we handshaked, and I would love to really start. But I couldn't, I keep delaying because I feel a lot, so much fear is coming. And Yeah, one reason is that it includes human relations. What I will do is just to connect with people. And what I know from my experience is that if I am in my natural, like unbroken state, let's say like this, everything flows there like effortlessly. But if I am not, then whatever I do, nothing works. It's like even to breathe is just like a burden to me. So it seems like it's just like a chance if I am with God that day or not. So it really creates so much anxiety within me. And because of this, I keep delaying to start, which I want to start actually. So yeah, I wanted to bring this to you and want to hear from you.
Uh, I do understand this, what you are saying. And what I see here, I will just share with you, and that may give you some clue about how to or what to do. It is like this, that it is true that mm, you are not feeling prepared right now for the situations in which you will live now in this job. But also, how you will be prepared is not many times clear to us. And that's where life is bringing us this situation, this job. It is kind of trying to prepare us or getting us out of that state, which looks like too much overwhelming sometime for us. No? Now, what exactly to do? Like, where is that threshold? What will happen now? Like, will you say no to the job, yes to the job, whether you will do something or not? So, what internally happens is somehow that a kind of a decision is taken internally that enough of it to live in this now, even at the cost of not having pleasant experiences. I would like to get out of it. Or a decision is made, no, I want to still remain here like this. So it's something internal decision that takes place here, which basically manifests in the form of an external decision that, okay, I will do this or I will not do this. No? And if you can refine that decision at a deeper level, all of this will become much more pleasant and clean, kind of a clear in a way. Whether yes or no doesn't matter really. What matters is your happiness, peace, integrity, connectedness with your being. So this is one clue I want to give you: connectedness with your being. Is connectedness with your being is same thing as peacefulness, which is disturbed in life situations? Initially, yes. As a sadhana in the practice, yes, it is necessary. It is like this. But ultimately, I'm asking now. Ultimately, is this what is our connectedness with the being? That experience of peace only, which is opposite of any disturbance that we will feel through the human interaction. Let's say in this case. In some other cases, it would be not human interaction, but some particular type of human interaction maybe. But this is a common scenario here, which is common in the spiritual beings. No. Is this what is connected to the being? No, not really. Our connection to the being is much more than experience of peace, and it is more experience of oneness, not experience of peace like a peacefulness against disturbances. You know, the experience of being is much more like a undividedness, like a like not dividable. If you understand what I'm saying, not dividable, like it cannot be divided. That is more closer experience of the being than feeling peaceful or joyful. Because any experience, whenever we experience, is going to have some kind of opposite experience. But the knowing or experience of undividedness, not dividable, does not have any opposite of it. If you will focus on this, you will get the answer that what you want to do or what you don't know. Because we may feel happy sometime, or sometime we may feel unhappy also. And there is no guarantee, by the way, that if you will not go to this particular life situation or job, that you will remain happy now forever. So this is what you have to check. Like in Hindi we say, tatolna. Like you have to check your heart somehow here. from where the decision is being cooked. Help yourself in cooking the decision well and faster. And then you will be a happy being regardless of what decision comes out of it. Not forcing, no, I have to go, I have to face life situations. Also not forcing that, no, I just want to live here. No. More true that let me just face the truth. What is the truth of it? And you is your being, is your life, by the way. So it's totally fine to decide what you want to decide. No. Like we don't need to answer, we are not answerable to anyone for that. Because we are going to pay the cost of it. We are going to live the consequences of every decision that we make. So it makes sense to be total in it and very, individualized in it. No? Yeah. So it's good. I hope that it will help you in some way.
Yeah, thank you. Um, um, I don't know the answer yet, but yes, thank you. Thank you for now. And I will watch this satsang again because I think there are so many gems in this satsang about this, which I couldn't hear, but yeah, it was full of gems today. So hope it will help me.
Yes, for sure. Something will always help you in this from this meeting, from this session. Thank you, Bilal. Very, very good.
Thank you. And ask for your blessing, of course.
Oh, totally. I'm sharing my love. It will for sure help you in your heart. Maybe it will be a little bit like a additional light lamp, a small lamp, which will help you see a little more clearly. No?
So much support. Like when I hear from beings like you, I'm with you, and my support is with you. It's like really just boost my spirit. So thank you.
Thank you. It's nice. Your attitude is correct. Your desire is correct. You are not being egoic in any way. You're just facing something and not clear about it. It will become clear. Very, very nice. So I just quickly want to share something, like a basics maybe, that what we are discussing today is a very common challenge of life, no? For every being. No? What is that common challenge? Is that we are not able to process thoughts and feelings either on time or well enough, that we don't feel any regrets. No? And we are just searching what is the way to process those thoughts and feelings on time or well or together, both. No? And I feel that what I'm going to share may help you in some way. You see if it appeals to you, if it helps you, you can try that. No? So the life is not really only divided between the life forms like me, you, situations, the places and and other animals and forest and everything. But it is also that within ourselves, this soul that we are, this life form that we are, has different levels, from where collectively a decision is being made, a outlook is being formed, and from where we are basically deciding whether this is a good day or not, whether this is a good act or not, whether what I decided was good enough, what I thought, how I processed was good enough or not. So it's not really so much about improving our skills of processing thoughts. It is also good, not bad. But it is more about connecting different levels of this form, mainly mind, heart, mainly these two initially. And once we are able to do this, then we can connect these two, like unity of these two, into the gut level also, which is the most fundamental. And what is the method of it? That method, I feel, One is the contemplation. One form of contemplation is conversation, which we are doing. These are contemplative conversations. They are kind of connecting the dots also internally, making it clear also in a way right now. And the similar thing can be done by us. So just think of it like this, that what is contemplation, self-contemplation? Think of it like this, that when we sit in the compulsion to evaluate a life situation, process a certain thoughts and feelings for a certain decision, it is like necessary that time. Why don't we do some training before it? So contemplation is like a training of processing thoughts and feelings, so that we can do them better when necessary, when the nick of the time, when it's necessary, So even when there is, don't practice when you have to answer something to life. This practice that I'm saying, contemplative practice, do this when you are not really directly answering to life right now. Or not external life. Internal life is fine, like in the house, let's say. And you can improve there. Like you can just sit inside you, for example. Let's say you're like, this is one of the biggest question I feel after who am I? That what to eat today in dinner, for example. Second most important, like most, time consuming question is, and it's true really up to some degree. Okay. So then whenever you have such a simple question, domestic question, which is not affecting your life so much, you can practice it. We can practice contemplation here. Just sit quietly. What to eat today? And you will be able to observe, like see, what all levels are involved in making a decision. And they will be allowed to be involved consciously now in your light of your being. And somehow they will start coming in sync with each other, like connected. They will start connecting with, like mind is saying, I want pizza. And the belly is saying, no, 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 no. This is not a good idea today. And the heart is saying, can we have something which has some aroma, like some nice smell, no? And something between all of this will come out, which is going to be so well woven that all three entities or stakeholders will be happy. And this is how you have, in a very simple way, connected different levels of your being into, you have put them all together in sync to work to make a decision. Now none of them will complain about whatever you will decide, for example. This can be as simple as thing, or let's say you feel, I don't know what I want to do tomorrow, or like in general, not like a decisions, but more like improving our thought processes, like a ability to process thoughts, that I mean. This can be done through this conscious thinking. Contemplation, in one sense, begins by conscious thinking also, you can say. Like you are thinking a small thing, not affecting your practical life directly, but more consciously, like you are like observing while thinking. It can, for example, help also. So contemplation in general, I'm not going in the detail of it really so much. It was just an example of contemplation. For example, questioning who I am is contemplation. But also sitting and thinking that why I really need to think about who I am also is part of contemplation, no? Or not? Like what I'm going to get really out of thinking or questioning who I am is also contemplation, isn't it? And it's going to help so much more in actually questioning who I am also. So there are different labels where we can contemplate based on where we feel stuckness, incompletion, imbalance, like a disharmony. There, contemplation is necessary to bring back that original harmony or connectedness. No? So contemplation is one thing to connect different levels. Another thing is meditation. In meditation, we don't do. The first contemplation is doing. Meditation is non-doing. In the meditation, in the non-doing, it's not that, which is normally the natural reflex we have in the beginning that we go to sleep. Because I'm not doing anything, let's go to sleep. No. Remaining like a seer, remaining like a witness here. But witness or like a seer who is not involved in what is happening here. Which is going to be obviously very difficult because we are very identified with the thoughts and feelings and body completely and always. That's why meditation is very difficult. Meditation is not difficult. Not being involved with what we are identified with is very difficult. We are identified with our thoughts and feelings as if they are my thoughts and my feeling and my, what are you saying, my life, how can I kind of not be involved with them? No? I understand that. But that actually is a way, has been practiced for a long time by thousands of beings and they have succeeded. There is kind of a trick to it. If you learn, it's like a knack to it. If you learn the basics of it, it will help. It will make it easier possible to actually sit and so not going to sleep. Meditation is not going to sleep. It's not a sleep. It is much more awake than ever. Like you are much more involved than ever. You are much more engaged than ever, but not in the usual way of engagement. This time our engagement is through observation. We are observing what is going on without touching it. No? This is what I call just seeing. And this is going to lead us to observe that, hey, some kind of alignment and connectedness is happening when I am not doing anything but just observing. Which is going to lead us to more relax in a way. For some time, I really can afford to not do anything. My world will not collapse if I don't do anything. That is the beginning of just sitting, just being, without doing anything. Like, wow, that's nice. Like we have a very powerful fear of disconnection from the body-mind, even for a few seconds. Like my world will collapse if I get disconnected. No? And this way can give us that exposure of truth in a very small quantity to get acclimatized and to get used to of it in a way like, aha, my world does not collapse really. When I relax in my being, I am able to replug into my body mind and function through this normally like I was doing before. It's like pause and resume. It's not really disconnection. It's just pause. Everything continue functioning. Pause means pause of your involvement or engagement only. No? So these are some basics I thought I will share with you. It may help. No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Manu, you want to say something?
Ji, namaste. Ji, during contemplation, I noticed something that when I am contemplating about one thing, and that time contemplation is not a problem, but there is something, some other thinking continuously going on, which is not connected the topic where I want to contemplate, and it decreases or not happened. Help this breath, focusing on breath helps in so much. But may you please share something about it?
Yeah. So why we are contemplating is one of the reason of this is what you are saying, that there are many thoughts which are going on continuously is not a problem. Thoughts going on inside us is not a problem. No, we are continuously engaging with them also. This is the problem. So we have a habit of attending almost like every thought that is happening inside us. And this habit is what is being highlighted and being transcended through contemplation. Many things are happening through contemplation, like a centeredness, connectedness of all the levels, but mainly this is also one of the outcome of contemplation, that this habit of engaging with every thought is being highlighted, like we are becoming aware and we are transcending it also, like we are not engaging also now. So Through contemplation, you are supposed to focus on what you are contemplating on or what you are contemplating about, and you are supposed to ignore everything else. So this is the message. Okay. So don't now think about why there are thoughts, other than they are going to be there anyway. They are supposed to be there. This is how the model is at the moment. No? Like why my ego comes suddenly again and again when I start sitting in meditation? Because it is always there anyway coming. You are first time sitting in your being without ego. It is not coming, it's just there. Why you are attending, what is coming? Why you are not attending who you are, no? During this time. This is the point. So it's not about what is coming inside us, it is about what you are focusing on or not. So it's really as simple as this. And you are right about focusing on the breath. Breath is a magical thing in this case. Magical in the sense of magical support. Because it will keep us disengaged from all the other things that we don't want to focus on. And it will enable us to focus on those thoughts or processes which we want to focus on. So when we are focusing on our breath and let's say thinking, initially it will be difficult because we have only one way of thinking, that is egoic way, like floating from one thought to another continuously, where thoughts are our master and we are not the master of our thinking. No? They are deciding, not we are deciding what we are going to think today. No? But as soon as we start focusing on the breath while thinking, even little bit, it kind of becomes a slowly practice, like you come back to the original way of the being, how we think, how a being thinks. No? Then somehow it will become very clear to you, like a black and white, that what I am focusing on is what is my thinking, everything else is egoic thinking, as simple as this. And I do not want to engage in egoic thinking, because egoic thinking, engagement with the egoic thinking is giving it fuel, giving it life. So it is going to bite me, it is going to torture me, suck my blood later. Why should I give it life? Why should I feed it? No? So now in contemplation or in thinking, when you are focusing on your breathing and focusing on what you want to focus on when thinking, you are serving many purposes at the same time. No? You are not feeding the egoic thinking. You are feeding your original way of thinking. You are feeding your being. You are feeding being who you are. Alignment to your longing, to your being, from out to in, including all the levels in between, all the touch points, all the centers in between. No? It's a very good thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ji, for this clarity. Actually, when I started contemplating, then I felt from where this is all this coming. So, thank you so much.
On a lighter note, I feel, even now, I feel a little bit that when we have come on the path of spirituality, we should really mind our business and not try to do a PhD in spiritual practices and understanding. No? You see what I mean? Like out of misunderstanding, we try to grasp everything in the mind level. What is this? What is that? What is this? And we don't either get time or we don't have energy left afterward to actually actualize it, practice it. No. But if you focus on your business, just minding your business in the spirituality, you will get the maximum from it. Maximum. Everything can be known by you one day, but maybe not right now. Right now, knowing more maybe not, it will not help you maybe. Knowing sufficiently will help, no? Not more. Sufficiently know and then practice also. Because knowing everything in the mind is the joy of the ego. Ego, identity, ego, self. No? It is not the joy of the being that we are. So this is a little bit on a lighter note. Say.
Ji, thank you so much, Ji. So now my understanding is that I can totally ignore all this is coming. It is not forming from anywhere. It is already there. I was just uh, not able to see before it. So it is
Yes.
feeling like it's something new.
Yes, yes. Also, there is one cue, a very important point I want to share here. It's not about whether to attend them or not. It's about who is the boss, who is stronger. So, egoic thinking is trying to prove that it is stronger than you and it can pull you. And you have to prove that no, I am stronger and rooted in my being and I will not be pulled. And as soon as you are able to do it, what will happen? A magic happens. Through your thinking, streamlined thinking from the being, it becomes like a magnet for all that which is necessary. So during this process of thinking, all that which is necessary, including the memory, previous experiences, skill sets, reflexes, all of that will be pulled from that egoic thinking into your main thinking now. And it is happening on the fly continuously every day, by the way. So it's not really about whether some ingredients from that egoic thinking can be taken or not. You don't need to take, you should not take, but they will be taken still if you become strong in your non-egoic thinking. No? Like this. Because it's not about what we are doing. It's about what purpose it is serving. Is it serving egoic purpose or non-egoic purpose? No, it's about that. Like who is the boss? Who is the master here? So in this case, you, the being, is the master, not your ego, not the content of the egoic thinking. No? So I think it's good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm very, very happy that we are seeing this truth and looks like we are going to live now onward more and more. Samya, you want to say something?
Yeah. So maybe I would love to bring some more thing for me to help me clarify some things before just going through this decision part. So I would love to share some of my fears actually and what they are talking always in my head. One thing is that because it's related with human relations and what my experience is that yeah, it's effortless, etc., etc. But it's somehow like energetic transmission, you know, and because it happened in the past that with some just little interactions, it caused me to like fall sick, and it just happened recently, just with little interaction. For 4 days, I was like a sick, and it takes a long time for me to repair and come back. So this kind of experiences create so much like, it horrifies me, and that's why this kind of anxiety, because like in real life, I'm more free, and when I don't want to connect, I can take myself, you know, but because it will be in work, it just feels more claustrophobic, and these fears just come so strong. And another thing is that before you speak, one day I remember you told you were in Ganga, and you were just mentioning these things that like where are you from? This kind of superficial talk you don't need, like it affects your being. You didn't say directly in this way, but it was like this, you know, like superficial talk can take us out of from being. So this is also where I'm not so clear, because you just talked about also full involvement, and it includes human interactions. Like I'm in dilemma, like which part I need to take. So I need clarifications on this, if I may. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
Oh. Uh, it is like this, that when we are living in the ego state, it is our weak state, like a very divided state of the being, like a false state of the being. Then we, from there, through meditation, spiritual practices, we come to more stable, integrated, less divided state of the being. But it does not mean that we have come home yet into the truth of who we are fully. So there is a possibility that we are somewhere in between now. And the personal interactions or things like this, they are, let's say we have started practicing and we have come to some place, then human interactions are taking us out of it into the ego again and again, then we will maybe take a decision to take a break from human interactions for some time, and that is all right. Everybody does that for a few days, let's say. Not like years, but for just few days, no? Few days, maybe few weeks, no? We will do that, and that's all right. But what happens is that when we have been like this, taken a break from human interaction for a long time, it creates a false state within itself also, which contains the flavor of our being up to the level where we have reached, up to that purity we have reached so far, but also the fear at the same time. And now there we have to take this call, what to do now. Like, do I want to feel the joy of my being in the shadow of fear of losing it? This is the question we will ask one day. I'm not saying you should ask it. I'm just sharing my being. Everybody will ask this one day, that do I want to live with the fear now? And at some point the decision will be made that even if I have to lose the peace, the joy of my being, I don't want to live in the fear anymore. Even if my plain simple life, as I had before, I'm much better at it, in it, than with it, than living in the fear plus the joy of being. And by the way, this joy of being is deception. It's not true. So I'm just sharing that maybe there is something in it that can be seen by you, and then it will become clear to you that what to do. Like if you become truly in your being when you are not interacting with the persons, something will be highlighted here. Like you will feel some incompletion here, and that incompletion can be removed. And once removed, you will lose the fear of interaction with the persons also. I'm just sharing. You will take the call and do what need to be done.
I already feel so happy somehow. Thank you.
It is good. Then we are having a good conversation. Thank you. These are very genuine things that you are talking about. I don't feel judgment about anything like this. I feel totally yes. It can be like can be understood. I understand this now. As I said before also, you are not some being who is interested in remaining in the ego. You are just somewhere not clear, some confusion, something like a stuckness is felt. And some sharing can help here. So good. Thank you. All my best wishes and my love with you. Thank you. Love. Diva, you want to say something?
Pranam Rajee.
Namaste.
My voice is clear?
Yes.
Okay. All these. First of all, thank you for this meeting, because this is like really doesn't feel like a spiritual, though it might be, but it's a very practical solutions to practical problems, and really what I heard in every solution that you were giving right from the beginning of the meeting was that it seems as if we have not found out or settled into the truth of who we are. Or at other times you said, until we find out the truth of who we are, until then. So that was a phrase that went through all the answers. It was how it started, and then what is the best practice, or what is it that one can do up until then. So that kept, it felt as if this finding out the truth of who we are, is this something which is the eventual result of what we do gradually, or I mean, that's what it sounded like after going through all the questions, that it's a gradual thing as you start to live, like following a pointer, like being total in an activity, not being divided, and things of how we deceive ourselves. So I just want to know that, is this something which we have got totally upside down, as in find out who you are was always the focus, and maybe it's not that, it's just starting it from living, and do my meditation, do my, because it is needed for living, just to turn off, it is required for living, taking a breath, so meditation, but live a life in which one follows this pointer, and it will eventually get you to who you are. Is my understanding anywhere correct, or is it all messed up again?
I will share my version, and chances are that it will become clear to you. No? One thing which is upside down in our understanding about life, about ourselves, is that we think that I am doing things trying to reach somewhere, and I have to grow, and I have to know all of that. In a way, yes, but in a way, actually not no, fundamentally. What I call the longing in our heart basically is a driving force. As if life is driving us somewhere. Every one of us is being driven somewhere. Somewhere means to a more higher state of being, to a more integrated state of being with life also. No? Now, where we are in this evolution depends on what kind of thoughts we have, what kind of questions we have, what kind of confusions we have also. And based on that, we will need to employ those practices or those activities or understandings. No? Like there are beings who are in the direction of being more integrated being, so that they can more experience the integrated life, or more deeply, profoundly they can experience life. There are beings who are more on the path of disintegration now. Like they want to live in the truth of who we are, they are now, which is the truth of God. No? Like basically, this life form in which you are is not really what you are. It's a simple fact. But we have not, the soul has not lived the full potential of this body mind yet. And there are all chances that what I'm calling the will of God, or this longing in our heart, want to, like it is driving us to live the full potential of this body mind, integratedness with the body mind, through which living the life, deeper life. No? And then there's another type, when we have done that, then it is a disintegration, not disintegration in the sense of destroying something, but in the sense of disidentification in a way. Like a identification into the being who we are, and disidentification from what we are not. Which does not mean that we are running away from the body anywhere. We are just clearly feeling that I am in the body, but I am not the body. But body is here. Like knowing the very detailing of the body, not through the mind, not thinking about it, but directly experiencing it right now. The breath. Oh yeah, breath is here. What else? What else is? What is mind? not necessary really, if we are interested in integrating with the being that we are, or when our time has come. So this is what is my outlook about how things are. And yes, it is true that everything that we have discussed is connect to your being. But connect to your being, but knowing yourself as what that time. It depends on how much we are mixed with the energies. No? Meaning how much the soul is mixed with the life form. And how much it is living its purity of being. No? So it's a very subjective thing. Even when we say let me connect to my being, does not mean the same thing for everyone. It is different for everyone. No? When somebody says I'm to connect to my being, they may mean connect to my being means connecting to the being of God. They may mean that actually. They're just not saying these kind of words to make it kind of, sometimes, it may look too much. And somebody who's saying I'm connected to my being, they are just merely saying that I'm connecting to my heart, deeper from the mind only. They may mean that, no? So it's different from everyone. We just have to find our own recipe. That's the thing. Recipe to happiness of life, no? And everybody is given that recipe. That's called the longing in our heart. That is the guiding force, that is the driving force, and that is the guiding light, both. The longing in our heart is the driving force also. Nobody can escape it, whatever you do. Life is hell when you are fighting with this. Life is heaven when you are cooperating with this. And it is not only the driving force, but it is the guiding light also. Neither anybody knows really where to go in the fundamental sense, nor anybody is supposed to know. We just have to align our resources of body mind into connect to this longing. And here when you will come, I would like to ask you that do you have the longing, or are you the longing? Which is going to open some much higher reality of life than, like, it's going to challenge the individualness of the self. And it is going to reveal, even if the glimpse of it, the universalness of the self, the one self. But we are going to do that when you will reach there. So I hope that what I shared will help you in some way in getting your answers. Because this was too many things that you said, so I could not really focus on one thing at a time. And I felt that this sharing can help you in that.
Sorry, I probably might have not put it in a nutshell. It was this, that everything seemed to come to one or begin from one place, that so far I have or we have not come to know who we truly are. So the way we can approach our situations is taking gradual steps. So that was my question, the original question, that maybe gradual steps. Let's just
actually, I understood what you were saying, and that gives the impression as if we have an option, and I'm saying we don't. I'm saying we don't have an option in this way. Because what you're saying is giving the idea that we are an independent doer, thinker, decision maker, and we can decide whatever we want. I can go gradual or I can go direct. No, you cannot. That's what I'm saying. You will do exactly what you have been doing, the speed and everything. You just can wake up more and be happy, or you can continue believing that I am the doer and suffer. So what suffers inside us is not really a real entity. It is not the soul suffering. It is the idea soul has about itself that is suffering. No? And the idea it has about everything else, including whether awakening is gradual, result of gradual or not. I can simply say that what you are saying is true really, but I'm just trying to show you something more clear, more fresh, more new in a way. I hope you will appreciate it.
Raji, I get it. I hear it now.
So good. Thank you. So very nice. Thank you everyone for joining this meeting today. It has been amazing interactions, conversations with all of you. Thank you for that.